No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are in a different area. We're in an area that's very sacred to me. It's where I spend a lot of time. It's where I meditate. It's where I come to release and really think about some things, or just to spend some alone time. And I wanted to bring you guys here because I have a different topic to talk about today. It won't be about my weight loss journey, and I've contemplated whether or not I even wanted to come on here to talk about this, because anything outside of my journey, I feel could be too heavy. I know that with everything that's going on in the world, people come to YouTube to get away from the drab of life, and they come to get away from everything that's going on. But I feel that it's very important to talk about things when they need to be talked about. And I have been blessed with a platform, that I have a substantial following, and I feel that it's important that I talk about what's on my heart. My channel is not intended to showcase world news, politics, or any other subject of that nature. The truth is, we all live our lives outside of YouTube. And I like to make my channel a safe place to talk about hard things. And to me, this is a hard thing. This is real life. These are real feelings. This is something that I'm really going through. I had to change that camera angle. I didn't like that. Before I get into my topic, I want you guys to know I love each of you with, no matter what you look like, no matter what background you've come from, no matter who you are, I respect each and every one of you. And I thank you guys for being here with me. I thank you guys for supporting me. I thank you guys for being a part of my journey. Because without you guys, there is no me. And I'm very fortunate to have such supporting viewers. I'm very fortunate to have subscribers that care about my well-being as I do yours. So this morning I received a disheartening phone call from my mom, and she began talking about how one of her very close coworkers, like her right-hand man, was murdered by his wife over this past weekend.
Welcome back, everyone. 6:55 on your Sunday morning, and breaking news to tell you about this morning. There's been an arrest in a Huntsville death investigation. We first told you about this last night at 10. This is 38-year-old Inez Fuqua. She's charged with murder in the shooting death of her husband. Lieutenant Jesse Sumlin with Huntsville Police say officers got to a home on Cypress Point Drive around 6 o'clock last night. Sumlin said officers found Fuqua sitting outside. She said her husband, 33-year-old Christopher Fuqua, was in the house. This is a picture of the scene last night. Officers found Mr. Fuqua in the home, unresponsive and bleeding from a gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Someone said it looks like the shooting started from a fight between the couple. Ms. Fuqua is now in the Madison County Jail. The investigation is currently ongoing.
She said that he was close to my age, and that it worried her because he was such a good person, and that he never told anybody anything about what was going on in his personal life. She also followed that up with, he was a young black man. After a long pause, she took a deep breath and she says to me, "Did you hear about the killing of, or the murder of, the unarmed black man?"
Protesters were met with heavy police presence in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, where the family of Dante Wright says he was shot by police after a traffic stop.
He was only 20 years old. He didn't deserve to be shot and killed like that. want all of this. I just want my baby home. That's all I want, is I want him to be home. I don't want everybody out here chanting and screaming and yelling. I just want him home.
Wright's mom said she called him as he was being pulled over in a car the family had given him weeks earlier, according to the New York Times.
I said, well, why did you get pulled over? He said they pulled him over because he had air fresheners hanging from the rearview mirror.
According to a statement from Brooklyn Center Police, officers stopped an individual after determining the driver had an outstanding warrant. When they tried to make an arrest, the driver got back in the car and drove away. An officer shot at the car, hitting the driver, and the car crashed into another vehicle several blocks away.
I get here, and there's a car accident, and my son's laying on the ground.
Minnesota's governor says he's closely monitoring the situation and praying for Wright's family, quote, as our state mourns another life of a black man taken by law enforcement. The shooting comes partway through the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd.
And my first answer to her was no, because I tend to stray away from those topics because they're very heavy. And when I do begin to look into that information and focus on the information, it brings me back to the reality of what I have going on in my life. And he says, I worry about you guys every day. I try not to think about the climate we're in right now as a country because, like I said, I tend to worry a lot more if I do. Although I am biracial, and unfortunately, when people see me, they don't see a biracial woman. They see a black woman. I'm a black woman who is the wife of a black man. The mother to a black child. The sister to black brothers. And a black sister. And a daughter to a black father. The idea that anyone in my life would be here today and then tomorrow not be here, it cuts me, it stings so deep within my soul. And it's almost unfathomable to imagine what someone who has lost their loved one is going through. Every day I worry for my husband. I worry for my child. And I think that as people, you can't relate to that mindset unless you have to live it. I don't think it's understandable unless every day you are in that fight. Like right now, my son is playing basketball. I'm sure you can hear him. But I worry that if he runs out in the street or the ball hits a car or he's approached by someone while he's out there and I'm in my home, will he be protected? Will I have to mourn him? I think about my husband and my father and my brothers in their daily activities. Will I have to be the person who becomes a character witness to how great and wonderful and gentle and loving and kind people, men that they are, because they are assumed to be angry and dangerous because of the color of their skin. That is a real thing that we live with. And we're blessed to live in a part of Alabama where, thankfully, racial tension isn't very high. But it's still here. It's woven deep in the threads of Alabama. And you can tell by certain subtle actions that people have in their interactions with you and the things they say to you. My prayer for anybody under the sound of my voice is to remain positive in these troubled times, to love each other, and to fight back against injustice by helping to create a world where it is no longer accepted. The only way that we can love and fight racism and bigotry and hate is through love, compassion, empathy, understanding, respect. And I know this is a drum that's been beat. But it's the truth. And my soul hurts. My soul cries for the mother who has to mourn her child, for the father who has to mourn their child, for the family who has to mourn their brother, their sister, their cousin, their friend. I know this video is heavy. It may not be your cup of tea, and I'm sorry. But sometimes we have to take things that aren't so sweet and fun and colorful and look at them in a realistic view. We have to take off those rose-colored glasses and look at what is really in front of us. The climate of our nation is so hot. The rhythm that we walk to in this nation is so off. I'm thankful that when I lay my head down at night, my husband comes home. I'm thankful that he just texted me and said I'm on my way. Because little do you know, in the morning when I wake up and I come out here and I sit and I have my tea and I meditate and I think about my day, the thought goes through my mind of, what if he doesn't make it home? Over a misunderstanding, a traffic ticket, a speeding violation, mistaken identity. I hope that you guys understand my point of view, and I hope you guys understand why I come here to talk to you guys. We have to love each other. When I get on here, I talk to each and every one of you guys. No matter who you are, where you come from, and if you meet me in real life, that's who I am in real life too. I don't see color. I see people. I see actions. I see words. That's what makes a person. Their soul, their energy. Thank you guys for joining me in my sacred space here. I think the more that I do YouTube, the more comfortable I become sharing things with you guys and allowing you guys into my life. I'm very thankful for where I am, and I'm very thankful for the blessings that I have. I'm thankful for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button. Become a member of my family. If you don't like this content, if you don't approve of this content, I completely understand. My life matters. My son, my father, my cousins, my husband, my sister, my niece. Our lives matter. Black lives matter. And that's all for this new day that I've implemented because God placed it on my heart. Every now and then I'll come and I'll sit down and I'll talk to you guys about something that's heavy or not as fun. This is real. This is raw. This is me. This is Mindful Monday. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later this week. I love each and every one of you guys. Take care of yourself. Love each other. Love yourself. Because you never know when it'll be the last time. Alright. See y'all later. Bye.